It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
This is from Matt, and he even prefaced it by saying, hey, not a personal finance question.
Uh-oh.
But I'm doing the foo. Golf clap for that. Savings are automated, working on finding my why. Can you talk about how you guys did this? Needing some motivation for early career uncertainty. And I think this is the question he's asking. How'd you know, or how do you know, Brian, that what you're doing right now is what you're supposed to be doing?
Well, from a financial order of operations standpoint.
Or just in general, how did you decide that being a financial advisor was the thing that you wanted to do?
Well, I mean, this could we could get multiple. And I'm working on this because we're working on some things with Foo, including well, y'all are bad. I'm bad about teasing. I see Rebe. She's like, ixnay. But it is one of those things because I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. And I can remember I was 22, 23 years old, picked up The Wealthy Barber, The Millionaire Next Door. It was like 1996. And I couldn't get enough. Those were the first two books I read on personal finance. And then I couldn't feel I had an appetite that was just, I couldn't quench. And I kept reading more and more and more books. And I just realized, man, I absolutely love this. And this is, I was, working as a CPA. And I was like, I want to do more of this, though. And so I kind of made the transition. But I would say also, going back to the financial order of operations, I've always been a good saver. I think a lot of you guys are financial mutants, just like I am, where saving was just kind of you're wired to think that you didn't need to spend more than you made, that you need to save. But I had to, and my wife is naturally, she comes from a family where they were good with money too. And I remember I had a conversation with her. I said, if we can respect the forced scarcity and the savings while we're under 40, we can hopefully release the accelerator, pull off a little bit. We haven't, by the way. We just made more money. But it is one of those things where that was the plan, and it's worked out beautifully because your goal is, and this is the why when you're trying to figure things out, is while you're young, is you're trying to build that army of dollar bills, because it's not really an army if you have one or two people bouncing around in your army. You've got to build up a platoon, and you're trying to get enough dollars in your army so that you have flexibility and options, because then when you get in your 40s, if you've done this right when you're younger, you get to really turn that why on its ear and say, am I living every day to the fullest of what I was put on this earth to do? If you don't have the resources to make the flexibility life decisions of moving across the country, like think about me. Did I know when I started saving money in my 20s that in my 30s I was going to have a special needs daughter?
Nope.
I was going to not only have to save for my retirement, but her retirement as well. Did I know that I was going to have to move across state lines to send her to a special school? No. But you know what? Because I made sacrifices in my 20s, the foo, I was able to adjust and have the options. And that's the biggest thing you're trying to do, because money is a tool. Don't make it your God. Don't make it something you worship. Make it a tool that is working for you. And the only way you can make that happen is if you're building up enough of it early and often so that you can build that army of dollar bills.
I love it. I'll just add one very quick thing to that. How did I decide that I wanted to do this for a living? I took a combination of what I'm good at and what I really like. I was always good at math. It kind of came easy to me. And I always was a saver, just like you were naturally. Like when I was a little kid, my piggy bank was always a little heavier than the other kids' piggy banks. I just didn't like spending money. And then I really like working with people. I like talking to people, interacting with people, helping people. Financial planning was a great mix of those two things. So figure out what you're really, really, really good at and figure out what you really, really, really like. Find a vocation that marries those two.
Yeah.